Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sunday, April 17th, and it's a beautiful day. I'm out here enjoying the weather, getting ready to do a little cookout with the family, and I thought I'd do a little video since I haven't done one for a little while. Actually, any type of video. Here's my littlest one riding his four-wheeler. My oldest son, he's down the road, down that way, somewhere, around his dirt bike, and it's just a great day. So anyway, I thought about telling you guys a story so you guys get to know a little bit more about me. I was thinking from time to time I'll tell you a little story about an adventure that I went on or something that happened to me that's kind of funny, kind of comical. Maybe at the time it wasn't, but now looking back it's kind of funny. So I thought I'd share some of that with you from time to time. And today I thought I'd tell you the story about the first time I ever went to New York City. It was when I was 18 years old, and I thought you might enjoy it. Here's my oldest son right there on his dirt bike, and we've been out here all weekend doing lots of yard work, rearranging our garage, and today we're just gonna do a little cookout. So here he comes, there he goes. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the story. Off in the backyard, where I get a little bit of privacy, so I can tell you my story. Like I said, I wanted to tell you guys some different stories throughout my life that I think might be interesting, kind of funny, and also give you a chance to get to know me a little bit. So this first story I want to tell you guys is the first time I went to New York City. It starts way back. This story starts back when I was a senior in high school. I was 17 years old, and I was trying to decide what I was going to do with my life when I graduated. I wasn't the best student, not because I didn't have the ability, but because I was lazy, and my senior year, I goofed off a lot. So I wasn't getting any scholarships. I wasn't playing any sports. The only thing that I was doing, curriculum activity, was I was in the high school band. And the only reason I wasn't even in the high school band is because we did a lot of traveling. We actually went to Disney World my senior year. So that was a big motivation for me to be in the band. Another big motivation was our band performed every year at the halftime show for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I haven't told you guys this, and a lot of you may not like me anymore after me saying this, but I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I have been since I was a young kid. I'm actually from Pennsylvania. I grew up in West Virginia, but I lived in Pennsylvania till I was in second grade, and we moved here to West Virginia. So might as well say I'm from West Virginia, but we're really close to the border of PA, and we're up in Pennsylvania all the time. And I'm just a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So anyway, that was another big motivation. That was probably the biggest motivation at the time for me to be in the band, was to go perform halftime shows for the Steeler games. So anyway, when I was a senior, it was me and my buddy, my best friend. We were both in the band. We were talking, I don't know what we were talking about. He was a year younger than me, but he was in the Army Reserve. And I don't know what brought the conversation up, but he said, "Oh, you don't have the guts to join the reserves." So I said back to him, I said, if I'm going to join, I'm going to join all the way. And he just laughed. And so next thing you know, I'm at the recruiter's office joining the Army. I ended up joining the active duty my senior year. And then in July of that year, 1987, I left for basic training and went to Anniston, Alabama, to military police school. 4 months down there. Well, after being there for 4 months, you get assigned to your duty station. Well, and beware, I was 18 years old, and I really didn't have a big understanding of the United States. So when they asked us at the beginning of base training where we wanted to be stationed at, we were allowed to pick 2 places overseas and then 1 stateside. That wasn't guaranteed they would get any of those, but so for my stateside, I put Fort Devens. I think it was Fort Devens. Fort Devens, Massachusetts. And the reason I picked that, because I figured, well, that's somewhat close to West Virginia. I didn't want to be far away from home. So I put Fort Devens. Well, when we were in basic training, we had to fill out this questionnaire, and all of us had to do it. And little did we know, they were sizing us up for this special duty. And I guess because I was clean cut, never been in trouble, I don't know for sure. I think a lot of it had to do because I was tall, and I really didn't fit the rugged outdoors infantry type of soldier. So when the time came after 4 months of training, we were told where we were gonna go, and it was really cool because I remember that day. They would yell your name out, and then they would say what duty station that you were going to. So it was very exciting. Had no idea it could be anywhere in the world. Well, they called my name out, and they said, "You're going to Hudson High." And I had no clue. Hudson High? I didn't know what they were talking about. Well, it turned out Hudson High, they were referring to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point because it's on the Hudson River. And it turned out there was 10 of us in our whole company at basic training that got picked for this duty. So, needless to say, for me to get to West Point, which I had no idea where it was, I knew it was in New York, but that's all I knew. They gave me a ticket because, I went home after training for 10 days on leave. And then on the day, I think it was like November 13th. And I'm going to show you a picture here later at the end of the video. A picture of me, what I looked like. I was completely dressed up in my Class A uniform because that's what they told us we had to travel in. Which, if any of you are familiar, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, it's basically like a suit. Full, big green, heavy-duty suit. And I also had a big duffel bag. I had a suitcase and a carry-on bag. I was loaded down. So anyway, it was time for me to leave. I was flying into LaGuardia Airport in New York City. I just thought, I fly to New York City, I'd get off the plane and there'd be people waiting on me, right? Well, I just had my orders. It said, you fly from this point A to point B. That's all it said. So it was a winter. It wasn't winter yet. It was November 13th, but it was snowing. It was a snowy day. It was cold. And I flew into LaGuardia Airport. First time it wasn't the first time, it was like the second time I'd ever flown in an airplane. I was nervous already because I was on my own. I was 18 and I was going to a brand new duty station. Never been to New York City in my life. So I get off the airplane and, everybody gets off the plane and goes separate ways. And next thing I know, I'm standing there by myself at the terminal. In the terminal, I had no idea what I was supposed to do. There's no one there waiting on me. There's no one standing there with a sign saying, here's a ride to West Point. I had no idea. So I got off the plane. I didn't know what to do. This is before cell phones, of course. I ended up calling my dad on the payphone. And, before I did that, back up. I ended up going up to the ticket counter, I believe. And I asked how much it would cost, because I didn't know where West Point was, to take a cab. And they're like, oh, it's like $100. Well, I didn't have $100. And so I said, well, is there any other way to get to West Point? And they said, oh, there's a shuttle. I think it was $20. There's a shuttle that goes to West Point. And they said, just go wait over there. So I sat down and I sat. And next thing I know, it was like 3 in the afternoon. And there was still no shuttle. No one said anything, and they were closing the counter down. So I walked up and I said, where's the shuttle? Is the shuttle coming or what? And the girl said, oh, they canceled the shuttle for today. There's going to be no shuttle running. So then I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And they're like, well, maybe you can take a bus or something. I had no clue. I called my dad, and I said, hey, I'm still here at the airport. I have no idea how to get up there. Hold on, I'm getting interrupted. I'll be right back.